Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? How you doing, good people? Hey, if you're new to the page, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Here we are live for the CPI number, Consumer Price Index. Let's see what we're going to get today, good people. How you doing? How you doing? All right, we got commercials going here, and we're going to come right into it. All right. Let me put my glasses on so I can see who's talking. Good morning, good people. Good morning. I miss talking to y'all. Right. We're gonna have a good day in spite of what this number is. We're looking for low sevens. It was 7.7 last time. Hey, what's happening? Good morning. Hey, good morning. All right, let's get right into it. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. You know, they kind of bust in with these, hey, the numbers are blah, 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 and we just want to be ready. All right. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Man, it would be such a blessing if the numbers were low, but I'm not going to lie if I don't say I'm a little nervous today on these CPI numbers. All right. How much time we got? We got 1 minute. So we're going to listen to what they say until then, and we'll come back.
Next panel, ADP Chief Economist Neela Richardson, former White House Counsel of Economic Affairs Acting Chair Tomas Philipson, Oksana Aronov from JP Morgan Asset Management, and New Edge Wealth's Cameron Dawson, and our own Steve Leisman and Rick Santelli. Neela, you don't know. I somehow think you know some stuff because you get all that great data. What are you expecting, hot or cool, in a word?
I think we're going to see it cool in the goods part of the CPI and hot still in the service sector. That's where all the action is. That's where wages are still high and elevated, and that's the biggest concern for the Fed.
I don't really have time to go to everyone else, and I think it would be horrible if I were to just start picking people. So maybe I'm just going to keep talking until the number. Actually, I got 30 more seconds. Rick, you're going to do the number when it comes out. So you can just start talking now and keep talking. Hot or cool?
Well, I think it's going to be cool, and the reason I think that is the markets are already moving, folks. If you look at two-year note yields, they already have started to drop. If you look at 10-year note yields, they've started to drop rather precipitously from 358 now 354. If you look at Dow futures, they're hovering, but they keep trying to spike up a bit. And here we are at 8:30 Eastern, and the numbers are out. Up only 1/10 on headline. Up 1/10 on headline. Remember, the high water mark here was in June of 22, a 7-year high at 1.3. If we look at Food and Energy Core, also cooler than expected, up 0.2. High water mark here was in April of 21 at up 0.9. If we look at year over year, up 7.1. 0.2 cooler than 7.3, 0.6 cooler than the rear view mirror at 7.7, and it's a full 2% under 9.1. That was in June. That was a 1981 comp. And finally, in my opinion, the area you're supposed to pay the most attention to, CPI Food and Energy Core, year over year, up 6%, expected to be up 6.1, rear view mirror 6.3, and prior to that was the 40-year high at 6.6 in September. So this is the most recent sticky aspect of CPI. It's now at 6%. So it's only 0.6 lower than 2 months ago, which was the high water mark for 4 decades. But indeed, they're coming down. And remember, I gave you all the high water marks here. If you think back to last week's producer price index, everything peaked in March, and the entire series started to move almost in unison. This isn't quite the same, but the moves in the pre-market, Joe, were spot on. Spot on. We've dropped now below 420 in a 2-year. We're hovering at 343 in a 10, and Dow futures zooming with their last prices right under 35,090, 35,000 now. Here it goes. It looks like it's going to challenge 35,100, and it's flying. Main reason, listen, folks, Inflation's too high. The Fed's nervous. They're going to keep erring on the side of scaring you as to how aggressive they're going to be. However, if you just take the numbers on face value, you look at the trends, and you consider the reasons why inflation was up, there's many reasons to hope it's going to keep moderating. The trick is it's going to moderate to levels that are still going to be much higher than pre-COVID. At least that's my opinion. Back to you, Joe.
I guess that might be true. So, Steve, now we got to go 50 because we said we're going to go 50. We got to. I understand that. We can't declare victory yet, obviously, and we don't even want to say the P word. We'll still use the swivel word instead of the pivot word. But do you think that the commentary we hear from Chair, I figure it's 50 now for sure. Do you think he changes anything in the commentary? I bet you he doesn't, Steve. I'll bet you he tries to bring things back down to earth.
I think that may be exactly what he has to do. And the trouble is, I feel like I'm genetically a contrarian here, because last week when the PPI came back, I said it was better than.
He's going up. The Fed is doing 50 now and not 75. That is good for the market. Let's listen a little bit more.
It's hotter year over year, 6.8 versus 6.7. Remember I talked about the three areas that Powell's looking at? The core goods sector, the housing sector, and the core energy, core services sector. Housing was up again, and then core services. On the goods side, better news than expected. We got this decline in goods despite you had a 0.5% surge in energy prices, in food prices, and then you had an offsetting decline in energy prices. So that was kind of good. But some of the other stuff in there, especially used car prices, which may have further to fall because of what's happening on the wholesale side of things, that may be something that's going to help out down the road. So that's good. Housing, we think, is going to decline over time, but it's the core services thing that's linked to labor. And I guess the caution that I tried to provide in the 7 o'clock hour was none of that stuff is good enough until the Fed sees the labor market cool. So this report is not going to do for Powell what everybody hopes this report will do for Powell when it comes to inflation.
I'm going to, Neil, I know I got you talk for 10 seconds. I still want to go around the bend and start with you. So you expected cool. Was it cooler than you thought, Neela?
Look, I expected cooling goods sector. I did not expected cooling in services. It's because wages have been elevated and they're staying at accelerated levels. So we haven't seen a cool down in the labor market. And the Fed is pointing to 3.5 missing workers. Joe, what gets these workers back? Because the competitive pressures that are lowering prices in the goods sector.
So it went up, as you guys could see, over 800 points. The Dow did in the pre-markets. And now we're hovering somewhere around 600. Let's just say 700 because it's jumping all over the place. And we know how this goes. We've been here too many times, good people. It goes up, it comes down, and and when it's the other way around, it does the other thing. The market, as you guys see, always has hope, right? It always goes green, whether the CPI number is going to be high or low. It always goes green just before the report comes out. Unfortunately, sometimes it tanks after that. But today we got good news. We're still hovering around 650s. We are up 0.1% versus 0.3%, right? CPI is 7.1 versus 7.3. That's about where I thought it would be. I thought it would be about 7.2, just 7.2 to 7.3. I thought it would be flat. This is better than I thought it would be. Year over year is 6.0 versus 6.1. So not a ton of cooling off, but yet and still slightly lower. Okay, the question is it enough though? As you can see, the Dow now is a 600 points positive in the pre-markets. And you guys know how this goes. The market needs time to digest the data and get a good read on it, all right? So the Dow is now slipping, but that does not mean what's going to happen at opening bell, midday. I want you guys to keep your eye on opening bell, the midday market, and where we close, because where we close will be closer to reality of how the market is reacting to all of the data. As they say it, jobs are still strong, and that concerns the Fed. I truly believe that he has no reason to go up 75 basis points now, that he will still be at 50. I don't, there is, for me, there's zero chance for him to do 25 basis points. So I see personally him doing 50. If he does 25, then the market is just going to take off. We're getting a early Christmas rally or whatever. So, hey, Larry, do you think we have hard recession still? Oh, absolutely. I believe, this is not 100%. I absolutely, I believe closer. I believe in the first half of next year, if not the first quarter, right? Hey, how you doing, cowboy hat? I'm trying to pronounce your name, I'll jack it up, man. How you doing, my friend? Oh, wow. Hey, family, how you guys doing? All right. He said, I never liked roller coasters as a child. That's, Russell, I hear you on that one, man, because these CPI and these FOMC meetings, the FOMC meeting is the true roller coaster. As Fed Jerome Powell talks, it's like, whoa. And then you're like, please just get me off. Let it be over. SBB, SBB Bucky. SBB Bucky. Okay. All right. I'm going to roll with that. Oh, man. Good morning. All right. I'm going to go with Bucky. Good morning. Hey, we're just going to leave it right there. We're going to talk about where things are later on today. As you can see, we're still hovering around, I'm going to just call it 600 at opening. It keeps going up and down. The implied opening is 625 on the Dow. Everything is looking good. This is really a good sign, 40 minutes before opening bell. I'll take it. I'll take it any day of the week. Hey, good morning. Yeah, hopefully numbers, BOG, hopefully numbers do hold to the ending bell. Yeah, that would be really good. You know what? That's a good question. Could we, myself and Josh, go over the Robinhood Roth IRA 1% match? I absolutely love it. Now, you guys know I'm not a fan of robbing the hood, but I never write anything or anybody off. I think that is a great step forward. For those of you that don't know, Robinhood has a Roth IRA. They have a 1% match towards a retirement plan, should I say that? And they will match up to 1%. This is one of the first of its kind. I think it's great. I think it is really good. Really good. And I would really think about opening up. If they are serious about this and get it done, I would think about opening up a retirement account for the young people with a 1% match. I believe that's great. I really do. I can't hate on that. Can you go over? Yep. All right. Prosecute Fauci. Man, come on, y'all. Come on, man. We talking about money. We not talking about this political stuff. All right. Let's spend a few minutes talking about Sam Bankman-Fried. All right. As we can see, the Dow is up 700 now. Right. We know he got captured. I reported that last night. And I call it captured because I consider him a fugitive. And so for those of you that don't know, Sam Bankman-Fried, all right, has gotten arrested in the Bahamas, and he's supposed to be extradited to New York, all right? And of course, he was supposed to testify today before Congress. That was going to be a dog and pony show. Nothing ever happens from those. Now, it is suspect that he gets arrested the day before he talks to Congress, right? Which would have exposed, hopefully, some of the tens of millions of dollars he gave, according to him, to both parties. For those of you that are party heads, to both parties. And now he gets straight to jail. I don't care about the dog and pony show. We know he gave money. I personally believe he gave money. He said he gave just as much money to the Republican Party as he gave to the Democratic Party. Some of you that are party loyalists, you won't believe it. I do. I worked with political people back in the 80s closely in Chicago, and I never met a politician that won't take some money, all right? Believe it or not. But the fact is, he's better off in New York facing charges, real charges. Congress never, on the Hill, there was never any charges. Name me one dog and pony show with Maxine Waters up there. Did you do this? Oh, all of that crap, and nothing ever happens. It's political theater, and nothing ever happens. I'm a realist. Like, he needs to be brought forth. He needs to have a fair trial, and then he needs to be prosecuted if that is what the law says. But first, more important than him going to jail, I'm not hell-bent on Sam Bankman-Fried going to jail. What I'm bent on is people getting their money back. So that's what I would like to happen first. Let's find the trail of money. Let's get the people back the money and not just the investors. You guys do know the reality of this is that the investors will get their money back, starting with the biggest investors first, and not you and I. That's the way this system is set up. And until we wake up and leave these stupid parties and be free-thinking individuals. Now, if you vote for a party, that's fine, but never be loyal to a political party, because I can tell you, Democrat or Republicans, they are party over people. And if you don't believe that, I got a wooden nickel to sell you and a bridge to nowhere. All right, that's my rant. So, all right, good people. Yeah, man, that's the truth, Bucky. We got to look out for each other. We have to look out for each other. So we need to get our money, all right? And that's it. But that's the way the cookie crumbles every single time. Just look at the facts. Look at the facts. Look at what happens. Look, and if I was really going on a rant, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll do that on a later one. All right. But I'm just telling you, we have to look at it. Just like the big cities, right? Y'all got me rolling now. Just like these big cities, right? I come from Chicago, big cities, and it's ran by a certain party, right? But those certain parties, the truth is, they would rather cut you a check. They want you on aid. They want to take care of you so they control your vote. That's it. You look at all the laws and the way that they do things, that's it. And the truth is, they have you in financial slavery. That is the facts. Now, before the R's get excited and start chanting, the R's are some hypocritical, lying, make bills that only support their rich constituents' parties too. And that is why a two-party system is as corrupt as all get out. And it's time for us to pull the sheets off. What we do is we vote these people in and we let them go. We don't vote in our local government, which are the ones that really make the bills that truly affect us, right? I told someone yesterday, I can't afford to live in the hood. Let me just go ahead and knock this off at 20 minutes. I can't afford to live in the hood, good people. I live in the suburbs. I can't afford to live in the hood. You know why? They pay about 50 cents more per gallon of milk than I do in the hood. They pay 60 to 70% more for a gallon of gas in the hood. Their taxes, their property taxes is twice what mine is. In the hood, I live in a cul-de-sac. My first house in the hood, I pay half the taxes for a house that my house in Chicago was built in the 40s. My house here was built in almost 2000, and half the taxes. Think about it, good people. Per therm to heat and cool your house was way higher in the hood. The truth is, poor people pay more to live day by day than most people do. I can't afford to live in the hood. I want to shoot that documentary. I can't afford to live in the hood, because one day we're going to find out and truly wake up and find out that we've been falling for the okie doke, not just for a few days, but generation after generation after generation. All right, good people, I'm going to leave it right there. I know this is not what this is about, but it is what it is. All right, good people. Hey, make sure that you guys look at the Dow. Dow is fighting really hard right now, all right, to come back. I hope I don't lose anybody over that rant, but sometimes we need to just hear the truth. You know, I'm like this. Give me the truth, and whether I like it or not, let the chips fall where they fall. But at least I have the truth. And that's it. And yeah, I believe sometimes these political people get in party and they mean well, but the system eats and sifts them up. All right, good people. Hey, make sure you check out my top link below, and go ahead and get the 10 free stock. You can get up to 20 free stock. Let's get this free money. Open an account for you, your family, your neighbors, your kids, Boo Boo, Day Day Nim, Tyrone, Jethro Nim. Everybody open up an account and get the free money. Hey, I love you guys, man. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Yep. Yeah, man. We have to wake up, because when we truly realize how money and systems really work, and we wake up and get out of these parties, I'm going to just say this, and you guys know, man, I hate politics. I hate it because it's such a lie. I'm going to end by saying this. What's the difference? And somebody said, you brought that a little too far. I'm going to keep saying it because it's the truth. What's the difference in Democrats and Republicans versus the Crips and the Bloods? We pay the politicians. Y'all have a blessed day.